Hello, good evening, guys. So, this is Melvin D'Souza. If you remember from my last video, I introduced myself. So, I came here as a postgraduate student in Solent University. That's the university I was a part of in Southampton. And this is right here. I'm right in front of this JM building, which is a part of the Spark, the main entrance where you come in for the student hub. This is a part of Solent Library, as you see at the back here. It is also known as the Mountbatten Library. I know quite a bit part of the university because I was working as a student ambassador, and also I want to take on some odd jobs, part-time jobs for in the campus, also working for the university for socializing events or for marketing events. So this video is completely about student life here, and I'll be also helping you with some part-time tips on life here in Southampton as a student. So I've been pretty lucky as I came here and I joined in. I got aware of the campus jobs because if you know from most vlogs, finding a job and also a place to stay could be pretty difficult, especially when you come into Southampton or any other major city in UK. If you go and target universities, or if you take an admissions, I would say in universities quite in remote places away from the major cities, accommodation could be cheap, but finding jobs could be pretty difficult. So it all depends on various factors. And you have to do a lot of research, as I said in most of my videos. So look into the university, look into accommodation. Do they have accommodation facilities? University of Solent does have a lot of accommodation facilities, a lot good ones. I won't say great value, but they are good value for money. You find it more expensive compared to the private landlord and private accommodations. If you're a postgraduate, you need to do a lot of your research because you couldn't be in their priority list for accommodation. You could be like, oh, the undergraduates are more vulnerable, but and this is despite having a lot of rooms vacant. So being a postgraduate and an university which is not too helpful for postgrads, it could be big struggle. Now, I have not been a part of the student accommodation for most, but I have stayed there for summer. I've seen life there in accommodation. It's good. The social life is very interactive. You meet new students from different countries, different cultures. But I won't be too opinionated on my university. There are a lot of factors I would like to say, but that you won't really get solutions to all the problems. There are solutions, but those are just ways to find solutions. You won't find solutions. So if you're coming up with questions to the university regarding your stay, any problem you had in your housing and accommodation, you need some help with the finance, you need help with any other education matters about your studies, your attendance, about the grades that you have achieved, they're only going to direct you to the right person departments. And there's no guarantee you're going to get a solution. You'll just get ways for you to find solutions. In a lot many cases, I find there are students who have genuine problems or issues they have faced, and when they come up asking for solutions, they don't find solutions. If when I say solutions, it could depend on circumstances, it could depend on different matters. For every person, it varies. If it's a personal matter where you're going in for family, going back home, yes, the university could be very supportive, but when it comes to education, they're not going to deny about the quality of education. So you need to do your research. Look at the ranking of university, how good it is. Now, UK is known for the diversity in education. Like, you could come from a background of arts and pursue a degree in commerce here, as long as you've shown interest and convince your sponsor, that is your university, that you are going to excel in your studies and you have a genuine interest in that subject matter. So it all runs down, or it all drops down to what interest you have, what are your qualities, and what is your dreams. So if you have a solid dream, when I say solid dream, I mean to say a dream, a structure, a plan that you're going to follow, then coming for masters would be a good idea. If you know what backup plans you have, like if you have some family or relatives in case you fall short of money because you don't can't find a job and you have to face rent, I mean you have to still finish up with your education at that city. All these factors do come in hand. And remember this, that you won't always find solution among other students, because the other students are also in your situation where they are focusing on study, on finding a part-time job, so it could be a little difficult. What I would suggest though is, if you know that you have come in with this plan and that's the job you're going to search for, you've done some research and you know there are vacancies or demand for that particular subject matter or for that particular job role, and you're doing your masters in that job role, yes, you can hope for a job. You can hope for a vacancy to come up in the future. If not immediately after studies or while doing your study, you can hold on for hope after your study visa, that's on your graduate visa, when there are no restrictions of you getting self-employed or no limitations on the hours of work that you do. That's when you can apply for a job, apply for a full-time job, and try to secure a job role in your interest job role or your destiny, I would say. So all I would say is, have a plan ready. Keep applying for jobs that are of interest for you. Don't lose heart, because yes, you may find trouble finding jobs, you may find hardships. I know a lot of students who have not found jobs throughout their whole education career. All they did was some odd jobs around, which were very seasonal, because they didn't have the consistent effort. So finding jobs are going to be difficult. If you have a job experience or work experience of even a few years, one or two, it does help a lot. I worked in 3 different professions in the past 10 months. I had my trade, that is hairdressing, so I could get extra hours at a place because they were busy till December. When everything got quiet, I didn't get much hours. Then I had to switch into restaurant business, because a restaurant, there are always people who are hungry. So restaurant business, fast food joints, they're always the best place to find jobs. The third profession that I took in was teaching. I was a qualified teacher as per Cambridge qualifications. So though it was not recognized in all the schools back home in India, and some private institutes did know and were aware of it, they did include me as a part of their team for the academic and also for the curriculum designing back home. So it was pretty difficult to get into a teaching job back in India, but it was very easy for me to get in here. But that doesn't promise you a full-time job. So I had some experience. I had 3 trades in my hand. I worked in a hotel, I worked in odd jobs, so that helped me a lot to get job in a good fitting. But that doesn't mean you have a job continuously. There are many jobs that are temporary. They just need you for the summer when the restaurants are running and busy. The teaching jobs also not throughout the year. So it all depends on various factors, the job roles, also the demand and supply. So you have to do a lot of research. I hope these tips help you. This is about my experience in the university, and also about tips on how you could search jobs, how you could go around. I am going to tag one of my friend called Dilip. He was also a postgrad student here with me in Solent. He has spoken extensively about accommodation. So I'm going to drop in a link right down there where there's mention about different websites and all that you could do to search accommodations. I've just given up some tips here, but taking into hands all those tips, you can use his suggestions of different websites to search for your job and also for your accommodation. So best of luck, guys, for your job and for your accommodation role. Always remember, my top tip here in this video: come with a big plan. Thoroughly have a good plan, what you're going to do when you're here on the first year, what you're doing on the second year. If I don't get this promised job, what's my backup plan? How would I search for jobs? What are the job websites that I would make my CVs in? Keep my references ready. Speak to the people back in India whom you trust, who would give good references for you, and then you could come here and make sure you make the right choice. If you feel after coming here on the first day okay, this university is probably not the right thing, or you just don't feel this thing was the right thing you did, you still have time to apply for a refund. You could take that money and change your sponsor, or you could even go back. I know you would lose the money, and you would probably not be able to change your sponsor once you're already here. It depends on case to case for different nationalities, because for if you're a national here, it could be different rules that are applied. But for international student, there are always different set of rules. So when it comes to change of university, if you plan to withdraw, you may get all your money back, and also the NHS fee, but obviously not the visa fee. And so you may have to go back to your country, but it's worth an experience. If you felt this is not the right thing for you, you can still do that. That's one choice for you. So if you feel you're not done enough research and you're really not 100% sure about what things are, I would suggest you could even plan to do that. And this happens only if you come here a week or a few days before your course starts, and you have enough time to decide whether, okay, is this university really good? Do you think this plan works for you here? Do you think the job situation is good? Now, just coming 1 week before your course initially resumes, you can't make a revised or a thorough decision. But if you have lived your life in different cities, and you come down here and have a talk with people, the management here, and not only the management, it's mostly with the students, you do get, you can collect enough data for you to make a revised or improvised decision as to if this city and this course would be the best thing for you. Well, best of luck, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat box or here. If I do see it, I will reply to it whenever possible. Take care, guys. Best of luck with your application for jobs, and also for your university application and your dreams. Bye bye for now. Ciao.